Hey, I want to talk about this idea of the Matrix because I think we talk about this a lot, like, oh, we're living in the Matrix, and obviously there's the movie called The Matrix, which is, I guess, where, like, the name comes from. But there was a channel called Reprogram the Matrix that really made it click for me, like, what this is, and it made so much sense the way that he described it. So I just wanted to share with you because I think it's important that we're able to conceptualize, like, what it is that's going on. So basically, there's an original matrix, which is what we could call, like, Earth or nature. And this is a matrix that were created to, like, serve everyone with love, abundance, and unity. And there is duality in the matrix of, like, good and bad. And anything is possible. This matrix is an illusion, so that when people say, like, all of life is an illusion, Earth is an illusion, like this 3D perception is, like, mostly empty space. It's just, like, how we're perceiving it as solid. And this matrix is about teaching life lessons, and our minds and our hearts are actually connected to grids. And our ancestors, like, knew this. There's, like, tribes that talk about humans being of one heart because all of our hearts are connected on a grid, which could be called, like, a collective consciousness or a network. So there's one heart of all of humanity that we're, like, tapped into. And our ancestors knew about the spirit realm and ritual, and they could talk to their ancestors and do astral travel. And they knew about using different energies and rituals to influence matrix to get a result. For example, doing a rain dance to get rain. They knew about the law of attraction and natural laws. And in the original Earth matrix, there was no restriction on your vibrations. You could be as high vibe as you wanted. And everyone was sovereign and free, and there was anarchy, which means that there was no rulers. And love is the battery that powers the Earth matrix. Our ancestors knew that we have a spiritual purpose, and there was community, not competition, and people lived from both the heart and the mind perspective. And people were spontaneous and creative and guided by their spirit. And this Earth matrix works in cycle, and time passes with the sun and the moon. That's how you would tell time. So what has happened is that there is also a man-made matrix, which we could also call society, or what some people call, like, the negative alien agenda or the negative polarity agenda. And basically it's a system that serves the elite creators of it. So it's basically like the rulers of this man-made matrix. And in this matrix, it's an illusion within the illusion. So basically these entities, which are, like, fourth dimensional demonic psychopath type beings, they figured out how the original Earth matrix operated, and then they put in certain codes and programs into it and reprogrammed it with this non-natural energy, this man-made matrix. They basically hacked into it, and they understood how humans work, like our bodies and our minds, and how animals work, and how just the Earth system works. And then they use that knowledge to control our bodies and our minds and block our connection to our spirit and our awareness of the fact that any of this is happening. And this man-made matrix keeps us in a low vibe, and they had a system to cap our frequency at a pretty low level. But now that there's the ascension, that cap is going to be gone. And obviously they're using mental programs, TV, music, fake news, food, and different frequency technology devices to control us. And we're told there's no purpose for our lives. And they like rewrote history and like told us all this false stuff. And we're isolated and separated. Most of us are operating from just the ego or the 3D mind while we're in this man-made matrix. Because if you're operating from your heart, you would see that there's something wrong here. And they influence our subconscious mind through these grids and networks that we're all connected by. So there's a network for the heart, but there's also a network in the mind. And they basically insert all these programs, like fear programs, into that network to control us through it. And everything is staged and scripted and planned out. Like the whole world is just, it's fake. And there's this linear way of thinking as opposed to cyclical. And then the sense of time using watches and clocks is part of the man-made matrix. And they also use projection and hologram and drones and clones and like prop people and biobots and things that like I don't even understand, like shapeshifters. Like there's a lot of stuff going on that's just an illusion to prop up this man-made matrix. So the whole thing with Ascension is to raise Earth to the fifth dimensional frequency so that we can return to the original matrix, which is based on like love and abundance and sovereignty, and the man-made matrix will cease to exist in that new world. So this whole idea was super helpful for me. Society is an illusion within an illusion, and we're seeking to return to the natural state of Earth before it was hacked, and we can reprogram the matrix with the beliefs of love and abundance, and reprogram the subconscious network to free ourselves from the man-made illusion, and then raise our frequency above the level that they're trying to keep us at, where we will have a lot of power to change the grids and how things are operating here, basically. So I hope this video was helpful. This information was like so helpful for me. It just like really made it click what's going on here. So let me know your thoughts on this, and thanks for watching.